Hi, I'm Hannah LaFleur.
And I am Aubrey Massey.
And this is Okay, So Hear Me Out.
Okay, So Hear Me Out is an imagination exploratorium in which the two of us choose a different topic each week and we make the world a better place based on that topic. However, this week, it is not just the two of us. We have a wonderful guest here in the studio, and his name is Dan. Dan, I guess, is it Goubert is your last name? Or is it
Goubert?
It's
Goubert?
Goubert.
I
It's
knew
Goubert.
it. I'm from Louisiana.
It's malleable. It's whatever you want it to be.
I get those
Right.
French names. Yeah.
Dan is the creator of Seriously.net, which I know is a serial review blog. And as I have looked through this several times, trying to find the most ridiculous forms of cereal out there, it is a wonderful place to find it. He's also the co-host of The Empty Bowl, which is a meditative podcast on eating cereal. Is that is that how you describe it?
I think that's a fair ascertainment.
Ooh,
that's fantastic.
A milky oasis.
So those are the things that Dan does. Dan's favorite animal is also a rhinoceros. I don't know if that's true, but
quite.
it's. Don't worry, we'll edit his. We'll edit it out where he says it's not that, and then it will be that in canon.
No, wait. It sounds like he might have a good one. What is your favorite animal?
It's tough. I'd probably say an ostrich.
Oh, wow.
They're pretty great.
That's good. They've got nice eggs.
Very unique. They have strong haunches.
Yeah.
Can kick you.
Yep.
Fastest birds. Okay. So cool. This episode is all about cereal. We didn't introduce that, but we do have a cereal expert here, and therefore we're going to create cereal brands that you wish were in stores, but unfortunately we don't have the funding to create them yet.
Yeah, but that's why all of our awesome listeners are going to create these things for us. So you're welcome, world. So I would like to start us off. Is that cool?
Yeah, go for it.
Thanks. So I have a nice cereal idea. I think it's super trippy cereal. It's tie-dye cereal. So like picture this. You pour the cereal in, and maybe you guys could help me with the shapes and whatever, but like the milk turns into just this tie-dye like quickly, like you know how like bath bombs work, like that, except not bubbly because that'd be carbonated. That's not good. No, carbonation in cereal I nay that one pretty hard. I don't want carbonated cereal, but like tie-dye cereal.
Well, I think that the shapes of the cereal would have to be like a peace sign and a flower, and like, well, then the different peace sign. Like there's the one where that's a circle, and the other one that's like the hand, because it's given me
the yin yang. Is that what
70s vibe?
Yeah.
Nah, you know the circle with the line that goes down and then it splits off
like
into
the
three.
Groovy. Yeah, I got
you.
Mystery Gang. Yeah. Maybe they could look like little flowers.
I was just imagining
too.
It being more of just a Fruit Loops variant. I could totally see them trying something like that since they already have the pretty much everything you could conceivably want in a tie-dye palette.
Right. Yeah. No, you're definitely right about that.
But this one is laced with drugs, right?
Yeah, it's definitely...
Okay. I had to make sure.
The main ingredient is marijuana.
Oh, good.
I mean, we could also just shape it, all the little shapes like little bongs. I mean, it depends on who our audience is. If it's children, I vote flowers and more Fruity Pebbles style, maybe nice little animal mascot. But if we're going for college kids, then bongs and marijuana. And our mascot is Shaggy.
Can I tie-dye my clothes using the milk afterwards?
Yes, we're just saying ideas. I don't see why not.
Okay.
This is not science, so sure.
But should we dye our clothes with it?
I mean,
all right, Jeff Goldblum. Like, let's take a step back. We're trying, like, we're not asking if we should. We're asking if we can.
Maybe this
is science.
Quote unquote, accidentally spill it all on yourself. You know.
Yeah, like, oops! Oh gosh, now my shirt is tie-dye. What a bummer.
But it smells like Fruity Pebbles.
But it smells like Fruity Pebbles and milk. I've got one for you.
Okay.
This is a very simple idea and we don't need to go on it, but since we're talking about drugs, I have an idea called Cocoa Puffs, and it's just, it's Cocoa Puffs, but instead of chocolate, it's cocaine.
All
And
right.
that's all it is, and it's spelled, COCA, Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
Coke
And
Puffs for short.
that's
That's that.
good. Is like the DEA involved with this? Could they be the
No.
mascots?
No. There's they can't know about this. This is an underground cereal that we must
Gotcha.
create.
Well, go to Colombia or wherever it's happening these days, and
I
Yeah.
don't know if that might get confused with a Coke cereal that tastes like Coca-Cola, which I guess I have to think of something different for mine now.
yeah.
Was that your
It's one of
idea?
many, perhaps.
I can throw out another idea if you need some time, Dan.
You can do one more because I got a pretty good one.
Okay. Oh, no, then it's yours. Here's the floor. I am passing the metaphorical ball to you. It is now in your court.
Okay. So people who read my site know that there are probably a few different cereals or types of cereals that I will, wish would exist very often. Gingerbread cereal is probably one of them. And ice cream
Oh,
sandwiches is probably another very specific palette that I wanted to make into a cereal before. But when I was thinking about those, when you told me sort of the prompt of this show, I was just wondering if I could combine them into a cereal that represents perhaps my favorite limited edition treat that ever existed, which was the Kemp's Gingerbread Men ice cream sandwiches that were discontinued probably almost a decade ago or more, and has really just left a man-sized hole in my heart. So if I could make a cereal based off of it, I
holy
think
shit.
there's endless possibility to have, of course, little flakes shaped like gingerbread men, but they would taste exactly like a cinnamon toast crunch with molasses on it and sort of gingerbread spice. And then the technology already exists for doing freeze-dried ice cream in
Yes.
cereal, with Kellogg's Cream Crunch, as well as the
Hmm.
recent Dippin' Dot cereal, which had really good clusters but terrible puffs. So if we just took some sort of buttercreamy style chunks of freeze-dried ice cream and paired them with something that's already like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I think we have a real winner.
That would be incredible.
I'm like
That.
picturing the milk right now. And it's like, that's a good thing to sip up afterwards. Like, especially because that's one of
Oh
the things that
yeah.
always gets me with ice cream is sometimes when I'm thinking about cereal or I try the milk after I have eaten the cereal, a lot of the times it doesn't do much for me with, like, let's say a cinnamon toast crunch, but I feel like with that kick of ginger spice, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, now this milk has actually changed more for the better. And that sounds very tasty to me. Also,
I
just little gingerbread men that I get to eat.
I love the taste of ginger. It's like one of my favorite tastes. And what's cool about that cereal is I feel like you can enjoy it in the winter or in the summer.
Wow, you're
Yeah, because it's
right.
ice cream on one hand, but it's ginger in the other. It's gingerbread in the
Yes.
other. Also, just so everybody knows, one time Han and I got gifted two giant ass tins of ginger snaps, and we had to give one away because it only took like 5 days for Hana to chow down on these 300 plus ginger snaps in this tin. It was
Yeah.
phenomenal how,
Yeah.
how little time it took her to eat it. So when she
Yeah.
says she loves ginger, she really does. And it
I
scares me
really do.
sometimes.
I never ran so fast in my whole life as I did during that week when I was eating all those ginger snaps. It really fueled
Hmm.
my running. So that was good. Okay, I've got another one. What if we could help educate our children with like themed, so like there would be an educational branded cereal, but there'd be themes. So like one month it's like endangered animals and they'd all be shaped like, the rhino, which is apparently now the second time being mentioned in this episode, or whatever it is. So we'd have all these
Pandas.
little, yeah, like are they actually endangered? Because I know they made a huge bounce back.
I don't know.
Okay, anyway, all those good old endangered animals, polar bears, those large like birds that nobody cares about in the ocean that are dying away. I care about them. I just can't remember their name. So apparently, I don't care about them enough. And you could educate kids like that. And there could be another one that's like, know your state senators. And you could have cereal shaped like your state senators, which us being from Texas kind of sucks because we're not huge fans of like Ted Cruz, but that would be hilarious to see his likeness in a cereal that you can munch on. Or you could have one that's like women who rock, and it's like Janis Joplin and Avril Lavigne, Lindsay Lohan during her time. There was
Her
like 3
prime.
years where Lindsay Lohan rocked. Yeah, uh, whatever. You could have, yeah, it's like it'd just be awesome.
I like that. And we could combine, you know, like voting pamphlets with the cereal boxes, right? And
Mm-hmm.
like it shows where all the candidates stand on the issues coming around
Talking about the
voting
state
times.
senator themes.
Yeah, like the
Yeah,
state senate. I'm just thinking about you just make them election based when that season comes around. And
yeah.
then maybe the cereal tastes like their policies, like Ted Cruz's tastes like disappointment. And
And butter.
and
Yeah.
and and I'm just thinking
And
of the most
lots of
recent one,
vowel sounds.
and then like Beto O'Rourke tasted like grunge rock from the '90s and a little bit of
Hope.
weed, but also like Mexican cuisine,
Yeah.
and it's like those
However,
three
El
things.
Paso tastes.
Yeah, however El Paso tastes, that's what Beto O'Rourke cereal would taste like. And I'm just thinking things like that.
So would every piece of the cereal then have to taste different?
I like that idea. So like the kind of like Skittles, where like every piece has a different flavor. I
Yeah,
like that.
you like it. They represent each one of the policies. Like, wow, this one tastes like open borders, and this one tastes like racism, and this one tastes like the top 1%. Oh, this one tastes like the other 99. I don't know, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's what I'm picturing, and I don't know the texture of it or anything, but
Maybe
that's what
that
I'm
could depend.
picturing
Yeah.
for flavors.
Well, what interests me then is sort of, if we could combine the pieces from some of the different cereals that you listed and maybe have a spoonful of Ted Cruz, a rhino, and Janis Joplin all at the same time.
Wow, the combinations are endless. And yeah, I think
Yeah,
that
that's just
that like creating the perfect spoonful could be like a thing.
I think we could call the cereal a spoonful of everything. And so and it's just that. It's just like all the leftover pieces from each season, and they're all just kind of thrown into the same boxes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, but if it's an educational cereal, they could taste like anything. This one could taste like classic literature.
Oh yeah.
And it's like
Edgar Allan Poe.
you get the Cliff Notes version like in your brain as you're munching down on Gone with the Wind cereal or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
That would taste bad.
Be
this
good.
sort of sounds like the start of a Black Mirror episode where once the last cereal is eaten, those things just erase from existence.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness. No, we can't store all of our valuable information in cereal and not keep it somewhere else also. Cuz we can do that. That would be great. But also let's have it, stored somewhere.
External hard drives are nice.
Yeah, and the cloud, I don't understand it, but we use it, so there's that still.
So, with the state senator themes, I feel like people might, I mean, if this was like a real thing, your kids might want to move to a state where the senators tasted better.
What's that? Just follow you can really vote with your taste buds on this
Yeah.
one. I I don't just vote with my mind or my heart. I vote with my tongue.
Yeah, like, hey, so better or work, if you were elected senator, how would you taste?
But like think about how the polls would shift, right? It would just go from just random straw polls and seeing how people would normally vote by asking them and yada 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 to just tracking cereal sales and
Yeah.
figuring out which ones people liked more. Like which ones were getting bought up more. And then that way you would know the polls and you could see it through, the market.
So we don't even need to
Mhm.
necessarily
Hey,
have
oh,
voting anymore. We can just eat.
We could just
Yeah,
eat. Why don't
whatever
we
sells the most.
vote with your mouths, people, and your stomachs? It's important. I have another politically based cereal idea.
Throw it at us.
Good. It's a parody on recent elections, but imagine that like General Mills and Kellogg's are fighting for supremacy for like the 2019 cereal presidency. And so every mascot has to come up with a slogan. I've got Frosted Flakes, make cereal great again. So vote for Tony the Tiger.
I like
Or,
that, but you know what? Don't like it, but I like it.
yeah, I've got Trix, the Trix Rabbit. The new slogan, Trix is rebranded to be called Tax Cuts. And then the slogan is silly rabbit, tax cuts are only for the top 1%. And then now I'm out of ideas, but those were the two I
Okay.
had, and they were both,
Good.
bops, and now I can retire on top as a
Oh,
two-hit
hey,
wonder.
I feel like Cheerios would be like for babies and old people, or I don't know, Medicaid, Medicare for all. I don't. I like some. I, everybody likes Cheerios, but we all know that babies and people with heart disease like them the most. So, okay, Dan, do you have one?
Yeah, I have another one I was toying with, which was another evolution of one of the many things that I've wanted on my blog before, which is a new PB&J cereal.
Ugh,
So
Ooh.
I think a lot of the PB&J cereals of the past have a very, what's the word I'm looking for? A dichotomous way of looking at things where they believe the peanut butter must be in one piece and the jelly must be in the other piece. But I really think the sort of crave model of cereal is a perfect chance to just, sort of put the jelly inside of a peanut butter flavored biscuit and really make the perfect PB&J cereal that we necessarily haven't seen yet.
that's awesome. Because when you said the first thing, I was thinking about taking one puff and like mixing it 100% even. But if you're literally making a sandwich, and then you can have apricot or whatever other type of
Blueberry,
jelly in the middle.
strawberry.
Yeah, peanut butter and whatever.
Well,
Got yourself a
you're
good
basically
sandwich.
making the world's smallest Uncrustable at that point and having just a whole bowl of them.
Wow.
So I think that could probably be the proper branding for the cereal.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
the,
but I
I
don't
mean,
have to
like,
store it in the freezer and then wait forever for it to unthaw in my small third grade lunchbox.
yeah, I feel like the people who buy Uncrustables out of nostalgia would also buy this for sure.
Oh, good, there's a market.
Yeah.
We've done it.
I feel
Absolutely.
like most people these days are buying Uncrustables more out of desperation than nostalgia.
Yeah, perhaps you're right.
Scrambling back for the past.
Yeah.
I don't have
It's
time to
like
make a sandwich, but I do have 3 hours to let this thing thaw on my countertop before I eat it. Just doesn't
I
make
like
sense to
Eggos
me.
for that nostalgic reason for sure. Which I know Eggos had didn't they dabble in cereal? I don't know
They
if they
did
still
once. It
do.
was kind of a direct competitor to Waffle Crisp, which was sadly discontinued.
Oh yeah.
But the undisputed reigning champ of maple cereals in my personal sort of cereal historia. But it was a pretty almost,
Hmm.
I wouldn't say carbon copy, but it was definitely a cousin of Waffle Crisp in that it was more disc shaped, but also still had cross hatches on
Right.
it, and it just could not take away market share from the king, and they kind of dropped off the map.
Right. Yeah, Eggos, stay in your lane. Okay, I've I've got another good kind of colorful cereal to throw at you guys. It is gay rainbow cereal, and it is okay. One good thing about having rainbow gay cereal is that you could have mascots who are LGBTQ, and we don't see that a lot. Most of our mascots are animals that are men who seem kind of like they're white men,
I
but
don't know. Tony wears an
they,
ascot.
yeah, I guess you're right. But anyway, we could have a more diverse mascot thing going on. They could be not named like maybe they could be like non-binary or whatever. They can be named Dylan and Diamond, and they can maybe they change their look for every cycle of the boxes that's being made. There's like a new look every box season. I don't know. Like, how the boxes change every now and then. I don't know when that happens, if it's what their seasons are, but I feel like we can make a sparkly,
So
fun,
what do you see the sort of pieces looking
celebratory
like,
cereal.
or tasting like, for that matter?
Maybe rainbow shaped, or hearts. They could be hearts. They would, I think, the taste, I mean, since
They
it's
would be
rainbow, fruity comes to mind. And I mean, that's, I
well,
guess, the obvious
somewhat
answer.
stereotyping.
No, I actually didn't mean to until like it came out of my mouth. But it could be other things too. It could depend on
Well,
what
it reminds
their
me
outfits
of
are
when Lucky
that
Charms
week.
did the different colored rainbows. There were like 3 different colored rainbows, and I think you could see maybe the different pride flags as sort of different color variants in the cereal.
Yeah, that'd be good.
The milk, though, is when it all kind of dies in there, looks exactly like Hana's tie-dye cereal. So,
No, tie dye, it has like a color scheme usually,
oh, this
and
one's
like
just a
the way it looks
mess.
out. This is just like a rainbow mess.
Is this like
It's
when you take all the paints and mix them together until they're just brown?
brown.
This
Gross.
happens.
It's a
Maybe.
melting pot of a cereal. That's kind of the idea.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, I want to also talk about one of the favorite oatmeals of my childhood, which was like the dinosaur oatmeal, where the eggs melted into dinosaurs. Can we do something like that with cereal?
Maybe we can get some dinosaur eggs that have been sort of long fermented into petroleum puffs.
Yeah, it tastes like chocolate.
No, they would taste like oil.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm not gonna buy it.
Delicious.
Okay.
Because I'm part car.
It's the next level up on gag cereals from sort of the maple bacon donut. Because
Yeah.
once you've had the bacon, you need to have the frying oil also.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my favorite iteration of cereal, was bacon O's, where it was just a bunch of strips of bacon, and instead of milk, they just used bacon grease, and it was still sizzling hot. This is my favorite.
Okay, but like, what other things can melt into things? So, like, eggs melt into dinosaurs. Eggs can melt into little baby ostriches. Or can we have something else melt into as something else?
Can it melt into scrambled eggs? I think the one thing that oatmeal was missing was egg.
Yeah, right. What if you have chocolate shaped cereal that, just like a Kit Kat bar, when it gets hot in your car, it melts into straight up chocolate. It just turns your cereal into goopy chocolate mess. I'm just trying to think of things that melt.
A very balanced breakfast you've painted for us here.
Or it's like an ice cube, and it melts into that guy they discovered in Russia, from
What?
like the first frozen
It's the proper way to say
yeah.
Russia.
like the oldest man to ever have been found preserved. He has a name too. Anyway, so this ice cube in your cereal would melt into nameless,
Okay,
perfectly preserved mummy people.
see. I was thinking, like you said, an ice cube, and it melted into that guy they found, and then all I could think of was was Encino Man, the Brendan Fraser comedy where he's a caveman that they just find in ice. And I was like, you just want a cereal where it turns from an ice cube into a small Brendan Fraser caveman, and that's all I could think of was Encino Man.
See, that then makes me
Anyway.
want some marshmallows that are actually like those magical grow capsules So you put them into your cereal, and then they just turn into
Ooh.
little spongy lambs and like bears and things.
Oh my
But they're
gosh.
marshmallows.
Wow.
No,
I think
don't
it's
eat them.
perfect
Do
for
Yeah.
the
not eat them.
endangered.
It's like you grow up. Yeah, so wow. This is adorable. So like you put only one little thing into your cereal bowl maybe? It's you
No,
pour it in and it's like one little bear shape and then it
I
grows
think
into a
it's just
friend.
a box filled with these capsules, but it's just disguised as cereal. Like it's not. It's just a way to get
Yeah.
a whole bunch of them.
Beanie Babies cereal. That's what we'd call it. They crackle with little
Yes.
beads.
Oh, speaking of growing, I've got one for you. It's called
Okay.
fellatios.
Hmm.
All of the pieces are shaped like dicks and vaginas, and it's the saltiest cereal you've ever tasted.
Do
And
they do they like come with like a consent form?
they are 18 plus, and like it's hard to convey what they are on the inside on the box because everything has to be censored out. Like all the pictures are censored, so really it's just a black box with the word fellatios on them.
I would like it if like yeah, yeah, it's like you can tell there are actual words there, but they just had to put a big black thing on it for the
And you can
supermarket.
Yeah. I don't know
Be
what the
awesome.
taglines could be, but I'm thinking things like "put these dicks in your mouth." Just like blatantly awful.
So good that you can't eat it in church.
could you only buy this maybe like behind the counter at a gas station, and not even like a goods gas station, like one that's
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
like find the right people to to get you these.
Adult store cereal brands.
I can't even imagine what the prizes inside would be.
The cereal itself is a prize, so to speak.
When you
Um,
buy the cereal, it's like batteries not included.
that's awful. You automatically get put on a government watch list.
Well, you shouldn't, not for
Oh,
sexual,
that's a good point.
uh, for eating cereal
Not for
and
eating
enjoying your
cereal.
sexuality. Yeah, uh,
Um,
that's a good one though.
Well,
that was my idea.
oh, okay. Well, I had one.
You can improve it if you
Oh, I
want.
had one more that was mostly just like a normal flavor, but I know these are kind of getting a little uh, more fictional than I was anticipating. So I was just gonna say like a buttermilk pancake flavored cereal that really takes maybe like 1% of the tang that Sour Patch Kids cereal had, and just using it to really make a
Bullshit.
robust and maybe fluffy cereal piece that can get really tall. Like, have you seen the Japanese
Yes.
fluffy pancakes? I'm imagining pieces that are that thick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, those
Ooh.
capture like I mean, I am so wanting to taste some of those Japanese pancakes. They're just so jiggly. But yeah, like all the little pieces are like they're like wobbly like that.
That
That would
seems like
be
Jello cereal to me.
no, but it's pancake. It's fluffy.
Oh,
They're so fluffy that they jiggle.
You haven't had pancake Jello
yeah.
before?
You can have both. I'm also now picturing a Jello cereal, but I'm just picturing it as a bowl filled with Jello that you just scoop up with a spoon.
There is not enough market that so like most cereals, okay, they're marketed as breakfast food. So honestly, they actually shouldn't be super sugary. But you either kind of have like health cereals, healthy like kind of grain granola oriented, or sugary cereals, but they don't really have anything else. I wonder if there's like a market of people who want spicy cereal or hot cereal. It's like jalapeno cereal. The milk balances out the jalapeno. That sounds so gross to me, honestly. But maybe it doesn't to some people.
We don't know until we've tried things like that.
Yeah.
You could have
I'll have
meat-based cereals, possibly,
gross. Just
right?
like
Uh,
soak your
They
meat
already
in milk.
exist,
yeah,
and they're not
Ew.
great.
Yeah.
At least in my experience of them.
I believe
Right.
that. Maybe you
Yeah,
can
I
make one
think
taste like pizza.
I
Your
don't know.
turn.
Salty and spicy just feel like very forbidden territories for cereal. You just know
Yeah,
that someone's gonna try it, but I'm a little afraid.
right. Maybe we go for something like light, like salty light, like salted peanuts, or it's like
Mm,
peanut butter, but not sugary. It's salted peanuts.
I could see
I
that.
don't know. Yeah, that one might work.
And you have to crack open a bigger cereal piece to get the little ones inside.
Ooh. I like that. So, my cat's food looks like cereal, but it's not because it's cat food. But what if you could enjoy a bowl of cereal with your cat because they're for both humans, they appeal to our taste buds and to cats.
Well, could you I'm not trying to spoil your fun, but could you just pour yourself a bowl of cereal, sit on the ground, and then put some of her cereal in like milk and pretend that that's
You said you're not
cereal?
trying to spoil my
I'm
fun, but you
just
are,
I'm
sir.
just I'm it's more of a here's how you can make that happen in real life right now.
Ooh, hey, how about the box of cereal has a human side and a cat side? So the human side tastes good. The cat side tastes like cat food. But there's like a nice little divider in the cereal.
Right in the middle.
So it's like the Nintendo cereal system, sort of, but
Yeah.
a whole different dimension.
Right. Yeah. And I would want my side to taste like I don't, probably cinnamon, and she could have the cat equivalent, which she likes chicken. So cinnamon chicken.
Cinnamon chicken.
Maybe you should just have sort of a second half of the tie-dye cereal that cats can eat and make it catnip flavored.
Oh. Yes. Because I mean, if you are enjoying the tie dye cereal, the trippy cereal, whatever we want to call it, you probably have a cat nearby. Or you could at least go out and find one, probably easily. So, ooh, I feel like the tie dye cereal could also come with 3D glasses. What if your cereal could be okay? I was about to say, what if your cereal could be 3 dimensional, as if I live in a 2D world, but and I mean it's 4D because I'm eating it, right? But just, I mean, hear me out. The cereal it looks like it's popping up out of the milk. It's gonna hit you in the face.
As you bring the spoon closer to your face, it seems like the cereal is getting closer to your face.
Like, I want Spy Kids 3D in my cereal bowl, okay? I want to be dodging things while I'm eating my cereal.
Maybe it's more of an augmented reality cereal where the pieces sort of come to life and maybe threaten your life once or twice.
Oh,
Uh,
yes. Yeah, this
Snap, crackle, and gunshots.
yeah, I mean, that's a good theme. That's another thing that I feel like there's a lot of themes that have been overdone in serials, like um, prehistoric. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm thinking the Flintstone, like Fruity Pebble stuff, but there's not like a mob gangster themed cereal.
That's not where I thought you were going with that.
Well,
and
I'm
that's
just
and
saying,
that's
there's
not a
not.
space I really want to play in that much. Like I don't.
Okay, it's like the Godfather cereal.
That's hands down the best
it's
Godfather impression I've ever heard in my entire life.
it's serious
What?
and it's Italian. Okay, can I also just say I've only seen like 5 minutes of The Godfather before I was like, nah, this isn't for me. I'm not into it. But something like that, right?
Well, I think The Godfather could naturally have a cat half to his cereal as well. Could taste like spaghetti or
Yeah,
fish. Honestly,
yeah, man. We could figure out how to make all of these work with your cat, which excites me.
I've got I want to bring it back because I didn't think of this idea, but you mentioned it because this is where I thought you were going earlier with the whole mob based serial that because I said snap, crackle, and gunshots like the audio
Yeah.
thing. I thought you were gonna say that none of them really there haven't been a lot of cereals in this time that have cracked down on the fact that their cereal sounds like something, except for like
Oh
Rice
yeah,
Krispies, right? So,
you're right.
what if we just had more auditory cereals? This one plays the overture of 1812.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Um,
it sounds like canon.
yeah. What if this one plays Tupac? Like, who knows?
Wow, I would want one that sounds like bubbles.
It's like, it's like, okay, hold on. This is what I'm picturing. You know, you guys remember Tooth Tunes?
Of
No,
course, of course.
Oh,
you're gonna have to
Hana.
explain to me what those are.
Tooth Tunes was the electric toothbrush that you would put songs
Oh,
into, and then while you brush your teeth, like the vibrations of the song would like permeate in your head, and you could hear the song at the same time you brush your teeth, even though it didn't work very well, and everything
yeah,
was
sounds
super
like something we
expensive.
would have. Sounds like something we would have come up with on this podcast.
Yeah. Okay, so but this one's a spoon, right? You take a spoon
Okay.
and it's got a speaker on the end that you do not dip into the cereal. But the spoon part, it's also a sensor that when you dip your spoon into a certain type of cereal, it plays a certain song. So every cereal has a song
A song that goes with
that
it.
goes
Yeah.
with it, and it detects that, oh, this is totally arbitrary in both cereal and song, but uh I put it into a bowl of Fruity Pebbles and I get Rock Lobster by the B-52s, or I put it into a
Reese's.
box of Reese's Puffs and I get
Right.
I Want You Back by the Jackson 5. Like,
Yeah.
they don't relate at all, but I'm just saying, just kind of every box of cereals kind of got its own different song going on, and your spoon can detect what it is and play it every
and
time while you eat that bowl of cereal.
so maybe you put it in the tie-dye cereal and it plays like a 36-minute fish song.
Yeah, or Jimi
Yeah.
Hendrix. It could.
Yeah. Or if you're feeling weird, John Cage, like, like
Oh man, I got
string
another
scraping.
box that plays John Cage's 433.
Right.
Ah, no song for me today.
Hey, with sounds though, and speaking of like the ASMR thing, so some sounds that I like would just be like whispering. So like you have a cereal that's like, "Hey there, I hope you have a great day today. You look great," and just like whispers sweet nothings to you. You eat.
See that, okay, so one of the ideas that I have written down is divination cereal, where it's just like an alphabet-based cereal, and when you pour it into the milk, all of the letters arranged to tell you your future or like a good message or something. But now I think it would be better if you poured it in there and it whispered you a prophecy. Like, that's what I want
Sure.
now.
Now, how would we make this happen?
Divination magic. I'm gonna get Professor Trelawney on
Right.
this, and
Okay,
she's
might
gonna
as
do
well,
it for
yeah.
me.
Actual voodoo cereal. Voodoo cereal sounds like a thing. Has that been a thing before?
I
Not
don't
that I
know.
know of.
I
No
guess
one,
not that
no one
I'm
who ever ate
aware
it
of. Yeah.
survived to tell the tale.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, you want to bring us back down from nothing into an actual cereal idea, Dan? You want to do that again?
Sure.
It's been a great balance so far.
Well, I've got another that I guess is a bit more outlandish now, trying to escape the boundaries of sort of the limited imagination of mine. But I'm imagining a sequel to sort of Smart Start cereal, if you've ever had it. So I don't know whether it would be Smart Start 2 or if it would be Smarter Start or perhaps Too Smart to Start. But what I'm
Tokyo
Yeah.
picturing
Drift.
is a sort of super intelligent AI companion cereal where it can do health checks on you as it's being digested and sort of report back over a local wireless connection to an accompanying app and sort of tell you, just how strong your digestive acids are, how much
Wow.
longer your small intestine has gotten this month, and I mean, I guess how you doing bathroom wise in terms of smell and
Hey,
regularity.
There we go,
like
Dan.
what if okay, we're getting in the toilet right now thanks to me. What if depending on how your shit looks after you eat the cereal, like there's a color code. You know, like the cereal. The cereal report comes with this guide, and it's like, if the cereal did this to your shit, then this is what it means.
Could you?
Right, that's got to be like Mark 1, right? We got to get it up to the AI companion level, but it starts with color coordination.
Yeah, it could work as a pregnancy test, even.
Oh, that would be awesome. You get
Pregos.
Pregos.
No, that's the spaghetti cereal.
And it's Am I Pregos?
And my Pregos. The next step after the whole color chart thing is I think that we just have to shrink down a tiny person and a tiny submarine. So I don't know. I said submer. Okay. Anyways, I said it funny. We shrink down a tiny person and a tiny submarine, and then we put it in every box of the cereal, and enough of them in order to where there's one in every bowl, so that you eat one of them, and then they pass through, and then after they've made it
Miss
through,
Frizzles.
yeah, we misfrizzle it, and then they report back manually, and then we get to the AI technology that does it with like nanobots or something.
You know, maybe by doing that, we can actually cure world hunger, and that for every person who's eating a bowl of this cereal, there are that many little people who can then colonize sort of their gut and, eat off of the various flora and fauna there. So for what little food we have left in the world, we could be feeding many more inside.
Oh my goodness. You are now I'm just thinking as the every religion that has a deity in which the people who worship that deity are actually inside of the stomachs of their own gods.
Hey, who knows? Maybe we're in a giant bowl of cereal.
Wow.
Well, I mean, like, think about raining
Yeah.
what is it, manna
Milky
and
Way.
quail or something? Can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But like now imagine those people are in the stomach and they're wandering around and like, oh, I'm starving, but the god was just fasting and then just chowed down on a bunch of bread. And it physically rained, right? And that's just what I'm thinking right now, and it's not great. Or when you've got the tummy rumblies, and that's like the great natural disasters.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely starting to think more about, just existentially
Cereal gods.
what's going on.
Been
Yeah.
eating too much of the tie-dye cereal, which I keep referencing now.
Yeah. It's because it's beautiful. Okay. Hey, Aubrey, this is probably about it, right?
Oh, we've been going for 50 minutes, so this can be about it.
Yeah.
Thank you once again, everybody, for listening to Okay, So Hear Me Out. We hope you've been enjoying season 2. If you want to know more about what we are doing, you can follow us on social media. We are at Okay, So Hear Me Out on Twitter. You can send in an idea for an episode or an idea that you have yourself. You can send it to oshmocast@gmail.com. We would like to thank the Positive Thoughts Podcast Network for having us on. They just added a new show called Snark Tank. You guys should go check that one out, but also go check out things like If You Give a Mouse a Dagger or Charlie and the Monster Factory. They're great shows. Once again, we would like to thank Dan for being here. You can check out Dan's serial blog. It's seriously.net, but spelled, like seriously.net. It is great with lots of great reviews with all of the cereals that he has referenced. You can also catch him on the podcast The Empty Bowl. And that is it for
I'm ready.
time. Are you ready for small ideas?
I am. Yay.
Okay, cool. I'll go first because mine's not very good. This one's called Cereal Esoterra. It doesn't taste like anything, but once you eat it, you feel like a Saturday afternoon in the park with your father.
All right, Dan, what's yours?
Mine is clown cereal. It is a sort of a space-defying and density-defying cereal. It's much like a clown car in that every piece you eat, every single one, just pies you in the face. It's very, very stressful, but the amount of food that you get out of the ordeal is ultimately worth it.
Oh, yeah. Sounds calorically valuable. Okay, mine is helium cereal. So you eat it, and then your voice sounds like you just ate helium, and it's gonna, that's it.
And then the clown cereal turns you into a balloon animal.
Yeah, it's a good pairing. Okay, I'm Hannah LaFleur.
And I'm Aubrey Massey.
And I'm Dan Goubert.
And this has been Okay, So Hear Me Out.